I am the girl gardener and this is my cottage garden. I don't live in a cottage, it's just a cottage garden and it's 6 years in the making. So I've been thinking about my seed sowing, my indoor seed sowing. I need to get chilies and peppers and things on the go, and normally I would have started my seed sowing in the first week of December, but I've done nothing. I normally bring my garden shelf inside and I put it here with the grow lights and everything, but this time around I haven't. And yes, look how much it's raining outside. It is crazy. It's raining a lot. Snow's gone, but it's raining a lot. But anyway, so this time round, I haven't started anything. And of course, I have plants here. So where I'm going to move those plants, I have no idea. I've got my citrus there and one there. And I really don't know. I don't know where I'm going to move my bird of paradise and the fern. I don't know where to put them. I need to think. I really need to think because this area, they get a lot of light. So I don't know what to do. All right, I've moved a couple of bits. Those have been moved over to that side. They'll be okay. We usually don't use the patio doors when it's winter time. We use the other door at the side of the house, which is the original back door. These doors were put in. It used to be just a window, but we put it in because the patio is there. But anyway, I've moved the fern to just over there. So just a couple of little messy bits. It's just my living room. Okay, I don't live in a show home. I've moved the fern there. I've moved those over. I need to move the bird of paradise, and I don't like it. I don't like this. I don't know. I don't know where to put this. Maybe I could put it upstairs in my bedroom, but I don't know. I need to think. Well, while I'm thinking, I may as well at least bring the shelf indoors that I'm going to use. I ended up having to open the door anyway to bring the shelf inside. I'll lock it up. Oh, I don't know if this is going to work. Not sure what happened, but I didn't press record properly and none of what I just did got recorded. So anyway, I'll show you what I've done. Okie dokie, so here is what I've done. I've brought my shelf inside. Door's locked now. I've put the citrus back there. Set it all up with the, the grids and all that sort of stuff. I've moved the bird of paradise over a little bit. I'll see how it goes. I mean, it just means I can't close my curtains at night, but it doesn't really matter because nobody can actually see in. We've got complete privacy. Nobody's windows is actually going to be looking in. And snowman is completely melted, so I need to collect the scarf and hat from there. Wash them. But yeah, so I'll be putting the mats out and the grow lights as well. Honestly, my setup is nothing fancy. If you've seen my older videos, you would have seen me do the setup last year as well. It's just really basic and cheap. It doesn't put a hole in the pocket. But yeah, this is what I'm going to do. Last year, I used my small garden shelf and I regretted it. I was like, I should have used the bigger one. So this year we bought the bigger one in. Oh, a bit loud. So these are my grow lights that I use. I also have my heat mats here that I will show you as well. Now, these are the ones I started off with. They are full spectrum. They are the purple lights and they have the bendy arms. I've been using them for a while now. I think probably about 4 years. I can't remember. And the reason why I've ended up with 2 sets of lights is because these ones went faulty, or at least I thought they were faulty. They kept blinking, they wouldn't stay on. And so I thought, oh no, gosh, I probably need to get some more now. So I ordered these ones, which are not the purple lights, but they are full spectrum anyway. What I've actually done is mounted them onto pieces of wood. Oh, sorry, it's a bit loud. I've mounted them onto pieces of wood so that I can then hang them underneath the shelves. I'll show that to you. Then it turned out that these were also faulty and they were having the same problem. They were blinking on and off, and then the idea occurred to me that actually maybe it's not the lights that are faulty, maybe it's the little plug, because these actually have the USB on them. They don't come with the mains operated plug, and so I changed the plug and they worked. So I ended up with 2 sets of lights. But anyway, these are the lights that I use. They're both great. These were from eBay. These were from Temu, believe it or not, and they work absolutely fine. And then I'll show you my heat mats as well. In fact, I'll just show them to you whilst I'm setting them up. Oh, one thing that I do want to point out actually, I should put something down on this table. One thing I do want to point out though about my heat mats is that what I've noticed, I bought them as a pack of 2, and the older set that I bought, I've had them around maybe 3 years, probably, maybe 4 again. I bought them roughly at the same time. They have a longer power cord to them. And the newer ones that I purchased, I bought these ones last year because I was sewing a lot more. They have a shorter power cord. I didn't notice that initially. I've just noticed it now when I took them out and cleaned them. But yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, they are a different brand and things like that. So what I will do is when I set them up, the ones with the shorter power cord, I'll put those lower down so that it's closer to the socket, and then the ones with the longer cord, I'll just put those higher up because obviously they've got enough length to them. Yeah, just something, I mean, it's not relevant to anything, but anyway. There really are no rules when it comes to having an indoor setup. Just work with the space that you already have and work with the budget that you've already got. When I started my gardening journey, I promised myself that I was going to purchase just 1 or 2 items each year that I was going to use for my growing journey. Of course, that did not include seeds or bulbs. It was items such as a seed storage box, grow lights, heat mats, gardening shelves, things like that. And I have largely stuck to it. It has made gardening a lot more affordable for me. My heat mats were £20 for a pack of 2. So of course I now have 4. My grow lights, the purple ones, I think they cost me about £15 back when I bought them. Something like, I think I bought them in 2021. The lights that you see me setting up right now, they were purchased more recently. Doing it this way just worked a little bit better on my pocket. I mean, if you can go ahead and buy everything in one go, then by all means do so. I think that's absolutely fantastic. But if you're more of a budget gardener, then you might want to consider doing it the way I've done it. And it might be just a little bit easier on your pocket. So just quickly, I'll show you what I've been pointing at. I basically used some double-sided sticky pads to mount the strip lights onto these pieces of wood. They're actually dahlia stakes. You can use whatever you want. I then added these little hooks on, screwed them into the pieces of wood. And the reason I've done that is so that I can just hang them onto the actual shelves, like you see here in the video. If you're going to do something like this, honestly, just get creative and do whatever works for you. I feel like I need to add a few disclaimers to this video. Please exercise caution when using grow lights and heat mats. Whether you've spent £15, £30 or £300 on them, it's important that you use them safely. Don't run them unnecessarily. I only use mine for certain amounts of time and I keep them switched off at the mains when not in use. Don't have too many plugs running at the same time from one outlet, and make sure that everything is working with no exposed wires to avoid an electrical fire.
Do not leave anything unattended. So don't leave everything on and go out for the day. It's simple things like this. It's just all about using some caution and common sense, which I do know you have, but on the other social media platform, I did not specify these sort of things when I put the video up of me setting up my grow lights, and I had the odd comment and DM from people saying, you must exercise caution, you need to be careful of electrical fires, and I just thought that these things were just a given, but clearly they're not. This takes me back to my first point. Seedlings require about 12 to 16 hours of daylight, so you only want to use the grow lights to replace the light that is missing due to having shorter days in the winter. I turn mine on at around 6 to 7 o'clock in the morning. I'll then turn them off once it gets light, unless, of course, we have a particularly grey and dark day. This is just how I'm doing this. You do it however you want to do it, there is no concrete method. Now, if I did have my grow lights switched off during the day, I'll then turn them on at dusk. This will change as the days become longer, but I'll keep them on until around 7 or 8 pm, and then we're done for the day. Keeping the lights on for 24 hours a day does more harm than good to your plants. All living things need to sleep. My heat mats will stay on all the time to keep a consistent temperature unless I'm leaving the house, and that's just from a safety standpoint. Boop, boop, boop. An additional point that I'd like to make is that it saves a lot more space overall in the house. My windowsills, kitchen counters, and dining table will stay nice and clear. They won't be inundated with plants. I hope this video helps you if you're looking to start yourself some seeds indoors and get a little bit of a head start for yourself this year. Remember, growing a garden and growing your own food is not a race. You don't have to start seeds at this time in the season if you don't want to, but equally, don't let anybody put you off by uttering those deadly words, it's too early, because it really isn't. Even spring flowers are planted in winter. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your week.